Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikai Stadalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Guru Shri Gaurangara Jugala Charan Shri Radhika Artar Jato Sakhigon Shri Krishna O Krishna Bhakto Tad Bhaktiragon Bhumite Poriya Bando Savaro Charan. Ripe fruit from Scripture's wish-fulfilling tree, distilled from Shuka's lips eloquently. Drink deep this Bhagavat, pure rapture's store, ye connoisseurs on earth forevermore. So now, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 35. This chapter is often referred to as Yugala Gita. So you have Venu Gita, Brahmara Gita, Gopi Gita. This one is called Yugala Gita. The reason that it's called Yugala Gita is not, as one may suppose, anything to do with Yugala or the divine couple, but it is because the form that is used has two verses stuck together. So apart from verse 1 and the last one, 26, all the verses are coupled, yugmakam. So it's called Yugala Gita for that reason. So it's a very nice chapter. I'll read the shlokas as well. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Shri Shuka Uvacha. Gopyaha Krishne Vanam Yati Tam Anudrita Chetasaha Krishna Leelaha Pragayantyo Ninyurdukkena Vasaran. Sri Shuka said, whenever Krishna would to pasture wend, all day in woe the cowherd girls would spend. And as in mind they with him ran along, they celebrate Krishna's exploits in song. So now, Gopya Uchuhu. So this is 2 and 3. Vama Bahu Krita Vama Kapolo Valgita Brur Adararpita Venum Komalanguli Rashrita Margam Gopya Irayati Yatra Mukunda Vyomayana Vanita Sahasiddhai Vishmitastadupadharya Salajjaha Kama Margana Samarpita Chitta Kashmalam Yayurapasmrita Nivyaha. When Mukunda, with head to left inclined, and the flute to his tender lips consigned, his cheek rests on his left arm in repose, his soft fingers the vents open and close, and breathes with dancing eyebrows melodies. The Siddhas with their wives ranging the skies are struck with wonder and astonishment. These goddesses yield to embarrassment, to find their belts and garments slip away, their minds to amorous passion a prey. That was 2 and 3. According to Jiva Goswami, this chapter consists of a collection of statements the gopis made at various times as they stood in small groups here and there in Vrindavan. Hanta chitramabala srinutedam harahasa urasistira vidyud nandasonurayam artajananam narmado yarhikujita venuhu vrindasovraja vrishamriga gavo venu vadya hrtachetasa arat danta dashta kavala drita karna nidrita likita chitramivasam. Hearken, ye tender dames, to what I say. this wondrous news that I to you convey. When Nanda's son, who dissipates distress, to his soft lips the sounding flute doth press, his pearly necklace a sweet smile displays, and Shri like lightning on his bosom stays. By the sweet strains he breathes into his flute, the bulls and cows and gentle deer stand mute, and cease their chewing, raising up their ears, like figures in a painting it appears. 6 and 7. Barhina stabaka datu palashair baddha malla paribarha virambha करहि चित्सह बल आलिसगोपैर् गासमाह्वयति यत्र मुकुन्दः तर्हि भग्नगतयः शरितो वै तत्पदाम्बुजरजो नीलनीतं स्पृहयतीर्वयमिवा बहु पुण्याः प्रेमवेपितभुजास्तिमितापः. Companions dear, as Lord Mukunda wends along with Bala and his cowherd friends, plumes and pigments his person decorate, and soft leaflets, while he doth emulate a wrestler in his mien and his attire, and plays upon his flute, which doth inspire the rivers to withhold their flowing wave, and stunned as if they did the contact crave of his foot dust, they draw their waters back. But even as with us they merits lack, and trembling with love spread their wavy hands, which lap the shore and sink into the sands. 11 and 9. No, 8 and 9. अनुचरै समनुवर्णित वीर्य आदि पुरुष इवाचल भूतिः वनचरो गिरितटेषु चरन्तीर्वेणुनाह्वयति कासयदाहि वनलतास्तरव आत्मनि विष्णुं व्यञ्जयन्त्य इव पुष्पफलाढ्याः प्रणतभारवितपा मधुधाराः प्रेमहृष्टतनवो ववृषुः स्मः. Surrounded by his friends as he proceeds, who laud in song the glory of his deeds, like the heavenly attendants who praise the primal being in their tuneful lays. When roving the hillside, that Lord divine plays on his flute to call the straying kine, whereat creepers and trees put forth new shoots, fresh flowers and abundant juicy fruits, and Vishnu's all-pervading presence shows, as down their soft bark joyous nectar flows. Their branches in humility they bend, their shoots are as the hairs that stand on end. Then 10 and 11. Darshaniya tilako vanamala divya gandha tulasi madhumattaihi alikulairalago geetam abhishtam adriyan yarhi sandhita venuhu sarasi sarasa hansa vihangas charu gita hrita chetasa etya harimupasata te yata chitta hanta milita drisho dhrita mauna. Responsive to the humming of the bees, who, intoxicated, sing his glories, attracted by the fragrant tulsi flowers in his garland as they roam through the bowers, his grateful approbation he expressed, and took his flute, which to his lips he pressed, and produced such dulcet melodic strains. The ruddy geese fair swans and the tall cranes approach Sri Hari in reverent guise, in silent meditation with closed eyes. 12 and 13. Sahabalaha sragavatang savilasaha sanusukshitibrato vrajadevyaha harshayan yarhi venuravena jata harsha uparam bhati vishvam mahadatikramana sankita cheta mandamanugarjati megah suhridam abhyavarshat sumanobhis chayayacha vidadat prattapatram. When he with Bala to the pasture goes, rapture to all the universe bestows, while playfully the hillside slopes they tread. He wears a flower chaplet on his head, and as he plays his flute, now soft, now loud, there swells above him a dark nimbus cloud, which rumbles softly as it were afraid of presumption, and offers a cool shade, as if rural goddesses to commend his worth and do the office of a friend. 14 and 15. Vivida gopacharane suvidagdo venuvadya urudha nija shikshaha tavasutah sati yadadara bimbe dattavenuranayatsvarajatihi savanasastadupdharya sureshaah shakra sharva parameshti purogaah kavaya anatakandara chitta kashmalam jayuranishchita tattvaah. Your son, O pious lady of strict vows, is dexterous in the art of tending cows, and when, self-taught, upon the flute he plays, a masterful accomplishment displays, that when the flute to his lips he applies, and breathes forth modulating melodies, in harmonies now middling, low, now high, the chief gods from their station in the sky, Shakra and Sarva and the great grandsire, that unpremeditated strain admire. And as they lean forward to hear that sound, that music doth gods and sages confound. 16 and 17. Nija padabja dalair dvaja vajra nirajankusha vichitra lalamaihi vrajabhuva samayan kuratoram varshma durya gatiririta venuhu vrajati tena vayam savilasa Vikshanarpita manobhava vegaha kuja gatim gamita navidamaha kashmalina kavaram vasanam va. What one is that again? While on his lotus petal feet he roves through Braja's pasture land and shady groves, conspicuous on the ground are bestowed his footprints bearing lotus bolt and goad, which grants relief unto the yielding ground, which from cow hooves sustained many a wound. When from his flute sweet music forth is sent, as he moves like a playful elephant, and casts loving glances, we cowherd dames, that great Cupid agitates and inflames. Stunned by his gazes, unable to move, we fall a prey to ecstasy and love, that we are unmindful of loosened hair, and of our garments slipping unaware. 18 and 19. Manidara kvachidaganayanga malaya daita ganda tulasyaha प्रणयिनोऽनुचरस्य कदांसे पक्षिपन् भुजम् अगायत यत्र क्वनितवेणोरभवञ्चितचित्ताः कृष्णमन्वसत कृष्णगृहिण्यः गुणगणार्णमनुगत्य हरिण्यो गोपिका इव विमुक्तगृहासाः. Somewhere under Vrindavan's shady boughs, he with a string of gems tallies the cows. With odorous wreaths of dear tulsi hung about his neck, and negligently flung his arm on the shoulder of his friend there, he entices the wives of the black deer, and drawn by his melodious flute's sound, approach him and sit by him on the ground, and even as with us, for his dear sake, hopes of domestic happiness forsake. 2021. Kundadama krita kautuka vesho gopa godhana vrato yamunayam nandasunuranaghetava vatso narmada pranayinam vijahara mandavayurupavatyanukulam manayanmalayajasparshena Vandinastam upadeva ganaye vadya gita balibhi parivarvru. O taintless lady, noble Nanda's son has put a playful rustic garment on, and does with a soft fragrant garland shine of fresh and odorous sweet jessamine. By Yamuna's banks with his cowherd friends the cattle wealth of lowing kine he tends, where the languishing breeze conveys the scent of perfume with Malaya sandal blent, and there demi-gods and divinities present him with fine offerings to please, and in rhapsody his praise they prolong with instrumental music and with song. 22 and 23. Vatsalo vrajagavam yadagadro vandyamana charana pati vriddaihi Krishna godhanam upohya dinante Gita venuranu gedita kirti Utsavam shramaruchapi drishinam Unnayan khurarajas churitashrak Ditsayati suhridashisha esha Devaki jatarabhur urarajaha. When he who once the mountain high upheld by loving care and affection compelled and Braja's herds of cattle to defend, what time the weary day draws to an end, along the path with his friends he proceeds, herding the cattle wealth, while of his deeds his followers, like bards, delighted sing, as they the herds back from the pasture bring. His garland is sprinkled with powder fine, and dust upraised by herds of tramping kine. His beauty is enhanced by weariness, which does a languid love-longing confess. Such sight is a grand festival to see. The gods, in eager curiosity, attend him and extol his sacred fame and praise the glory of his deeds and name. He is, as 'twere, the benediction moon, arisen from pious Devaki's womb. 24, 25. Mada vigurnita lochana ishat Manada swasuhridam vanamali Badara panduvadano mridugandam Mandayan kanaka kundala lakshma Yadupatir dvivarada raja viharo Jamini patiri vaisha dinante Mudita vaktra upayati durantam Mochayan vrajagavam dinatapam. To honour his friends while along they stroll, his eyes intoxicate, enraptured roll. A wreath of fragrant forest blossoms deck, along with golden ear pendants, his neck. And as the fine powder stains and besmears, his face like a dusty berry appears. Yet refulgent as the Lord of Night, his countenance beams with a lambent light. And thus the chief of Yadus in his grace doth like a royal tusker this way pace, and the herds and people's woe to allay returns with the cows at the end of day. And finally Shuka concludes, Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Brajastriyo Rajan Krishna Leelanugayatihi Remire Hasu Tachittas Tanmanaska Mahodayaha. Sri Shuka said, and thus, O king, Vraja's damsels conversed throughout the day, and Krishna's sports rehearsed, engrossed in him with conscious faculty, and thus enjoyed supreme felicity. Thus ends chapter 35 in the 10th canto of the great and glorious Bhagavat Purana, the text beloved of swan-like saints, sung by the son of Vyasa. So you'll note in the first verse, they spent their day in woe, and in the last verse, they enjoyed supreme felicity. Hare Krishna. That's it.